doing good today. Hey, sister.
Hi, sister.
I
What's going on? What we gonna talk about today?
thought we talked about social media.
Okay, well, I'll see if I can chime in. See what I know.
Well, I'm gonna start with Facebook because Facebook is like the biggest social media outlet there is.
Mhm.
Hold on, let me turn my TV off. Okay, I don't know what that was about.
CNN. She watches CNN all day long.
All day, every day.
Mhm.
Um, so anyway, Facebook. I remember when I first got started on Facebook, it seemed more like a dating website.
Okay.
And then it grew over time. And then I started seeing family members I ain't seen in years.
Right.
So I was all like, so you get in touch with them, and then you got your good and your bad. You got people you want to see that you haven't seen in a long time, and then you got people that you never want to see again, and their dumbasses try to connect with you anyway.
Right. Okay.
So, anywho, that's what I have about social media. Now, one thing that concerns me about social media is the bullying, and I kind of say to myself, I don't recommend that young people be allowed on Facebook until they're mature enough to handle Facebook.
Okay.
Now, maturity doesn't mean age. It just means maturity.
Right.
Because there's some kids who are mature starting at the age of 12. You know,
Right.
Drea was very mature at 12. So
Mhm.
it has nothing to do with age. It just has to do with maturity, the mentality of what you're dealing with. And because I know there's been stories where some kids were bullied so much they committed suicide.
Right. Hey, baby. We're talking about social media.
Oh,
Hey,
well,
Reggie.
like one guy said,
She
if you
said,
feel, hey Dre, if you feel you're being bullied so much on social media, it's an on and off button. Boom, turn them off.
Turn it off. That's right.
"See you later." Okay. Could you? Do you? Sorry, folks. Could you take the dogs, please? All y'all dogs go. He said you too. Go. That's fine. I got her. He's in there. Okay. Sorry, we got 3 dogs, folks. I'm sorry, 4. Oops. No, just.
Ooh.
Hey, look, he's calling me a dog. Anyway. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that was that. He's absolutely right. But the problem is teenagers and young people who are under the age of 18. I'm gonna say
Right.
they don't pay attention to the off button
Hmm.
because they want to keep fighting. They want to keep arguing. They want to keep putting their 2 cents out there. And a bully is not going to give up,
Right.
no matter what you say or do. He's still going to make you pound you down to the ground, you know. And I think you have to wait till your kids are mature enough. Give them a test if you have to. Some sort of maturity test
Right.
to see if they can handle it.
I
What do
agree.
you?
I agree. I agree. It took me a minute to start using Facebook. For one, I was truck driving, so I really didn't have the time, cross country, you know what I mean? So I really didn't have that time. So it took me a minute. And then, whoops, I lied. I thought the other dog was in there too. Anyway, um, so when I finally got off the road and went back to school, that's when I started using Facebook because in the line of degree that I was in, we had to learn all of the tools for social media. You know what I mean? So, and Facebook was one of them.
Right.
And But basically, what I started using Facebook for was, like you said, searching, looking for people, found people, you know.
Right.
Hold on. No, no, no. Anyway, no, no, no. No means no.
And
but
they don't care.
So I started looking for people, found people, and that was kind of cool. Long lost friends or whatever,
Yeah.
people that
Yeah.
you grew up with, and then family members,
Yeah.
and then new family members that we didn't even know about.
Right.
We knew they were out there, we just didn't know about them. And
Right.
especially for our mom's side,
Yeah.
because her family was a little bit small over here in the States. I'm just going to say in America. Now, I'm
Right.
sure her family expands over there in England, but we don't
Right.
know anybody out there.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
So, so it was kind of cool to find, like Tim, David, Dale,
Yeah.
Chris. So
Yeah.
that was cool, and then their extended family.
I was so happy to see Chris. We hadn't seen Chris since we were babies.
Oh my gosh, let me tell you about that. Okay, but let me finish this and then I'm going to tell you about Chris since you brought that up. Okay,
Okay.
so. But as far as Facebook goes, my degree called for us to use it as a networking tool. So if
Right.
you're going to get into business, especially if you're going to be an entrepreneur like me. It's not like I didn't want to go out there and work for the man,
Right.
even though the man can get you started. You know what I mean? So, but I used it to start networking to do my clothing line, and then my accessories line. Stop.
Right.
That's basically what I used it for. So, and then also when I started a trucking business, to network that way too. So,
Right.
okay, but all right, are we done with Facebook? Because if we are, I'm going to go on with Chris.
Yeah, we're done with it.
Okay, well then let's talk about Chris. Let's talk about Chris, baby. Let's talk about Chris, baby. Okay. Anyway, so we hadn't seen David and Tim and Chris and Dale in a long time. See you later, sweetheart. Could you take them in there? Go ahead, lady. Okay, I got her. Again, I got her. But the loudmouth left. Anyway,
Okay, this time it's real, huh?
yeah, we should be good now. We should be
Okay.
good, Facebook friends and family. Love you. Anyway, um, so he invited. So I hadn't seen him in a long time. I mean, years, probably since we were 9 years old. And I was 21, and somehow, some way, they got connected with me. I don't know how. I can't remember how we got reconnected.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I want you to come to my wedding. This was David. And I was like, okay. So I went to his wedding. I was by myself, a little nervous, because, I'm young. I'm only 21. So when I
Right.
came in, I guess I came in a little late because I came in right when it got ready to start. And I sat in the back. And I was sitting by somebody that had their little baby with them, and I figured it was probably because there was a door across the way to where they could take the baby in that room just in case the baby interrupts the wedding or whatever.
Right.
So, but the baby was so cute. Anyway, so I'm just sitting there and I'm watching the wedding, and I guess the wedding. Uh, I can't remember. I think it was. I'm not sure what religion it was, but it doesn't matter. But anyway, I'm looking around and I couldn't find anybody that I was related to. You know,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't see anybody. I'm looking, so I'm looking for everybody. But they were there.
Right.
And so I had noticed that the person that had their baby next to me got up and went to that room that I was telling you about, because I guess they got a little loud or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, that was nice and respectful or whatever, you know. And then they came back and sat down. Everything was all groovy. And so David and Relinda finally got married.
Did you say groovy?
Yeah. Yup. Anyway, so David and Relinda, came down the aisle to exit because the ceremony was over.
Right.
And David just picked me up. Now I hadn't met Relinda yet, you know,
Mhm.
and he just picked me up and swung me around. I mean, in the church, girl. And he was like, "Thank you, cousin. I'm so glad you came to my
Yeah.
wedding. I love you and miss you so much. I'm so glad you're here." And I was
Mhm.
like, I was so embarrassed, right?
Oh.
I'm looking at the wife. Remember, I
Right.
hadn't met her yet.
Right.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope she doesn't think anything. I'm getting all nervous and everything, you know. So, but I think she probably knew.
Yeah.
And then they walked out. So when we went to the reception afterwards, we were sitting around and I guess eating or whatever. And then David came over with everybody. Tim, Dale, everybody came over, right? And then he said, and did you realize you were sitting right next to Chris? I was like, oh my gosh.
The whole time.
The whole time sitting next to our cousin. And mind you, folks, me and my sister, we grew up with Chris. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So we used to always go over to our Aunt Diane's house, and Chris was always there because he was the youngest out of the bunch.
He's
So
a baby.
yeah, we used to play with him, and I could not believe that I did not know that was him.
Mhm. Isn't that amazing?
Oh my gosh.
That's
That was,
amazing. You sat next to him the whole time, didn't even know it.
mm-mm, mm-mm. So you know what, folks? I probably should have did this earlier when we had all that noise, but I'm gonna do it now. We'll be right back.
So there's LinkedIn and Instagram also. LinkedIn I used when I was doing my virtual assistant business, and I got a lot of business connecting with other people on LinkedIn, just doing small work here and there, but paid work.
Right,
So, and that was as an independent contractor.
girl.
So,
That's awesome because I know. Again, when I went back to school, they said that LinkedIn was one of the best sites to use if you're trying to, I guess, get in the business field or whatever.
right,
It's really good for networking. You know, Facebook, yeah, but for the most part, LinkedIn is one of the better sites for business, you
right.
know. So,
Exactly. Facebook is okay. I think the thing you have to be careful about with Facebook though is businesses, like when you're trying to interview for a job, they
mm,
look they look at your Facebook page to see, what you've said, what you're doing. So you just got to be real careful. If you're going for like a highfalutin job, be careful because it can be used against you.
you really do, because I know that when I selected a person, you know how you confirm somebody to be a friend, and again, this was used for my clothing store, and I selected them. I want to say about two or three people. Now I'm very careful. So
Yeah.
if you're not somewhat related,
Okay.
I may not select you, you know, but we'll see, because I kind of have to look at your profile. So that's where
Yeah.
I failed at. I didn't look at their profile. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you really have to do your research, because when I selected them, oh my gosh, next thing you know, you get all these perverted pictures, and
Oh
it was
Lord.
like, oh no, I can't delete. I
That's
can't have
scary
you on
stuff.
mine.
Wow. Wow.
So that was kind of gross.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We all got our little freaky sides. I get that, but
Okay.
I don't need to see. No, I want to pick and choose who I want to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Not you
Show
just
me,
showing me what you got.
no, just random porn stuff everywhere.
Okay, no, girl. Oh my gosh. And it
I
wasn't just guys; it was women too. And it was like, no. Didn't you see the name Lillian? I don't know no guy named Lillian,
okay.
but it could be. Who knows?
You never know. You never know. And Instagram is kind of cool, but to me, it's just all about pictures. Putting out pictures here and there, and um, people put, pictures to me belong in a photo album
Okay,
or a mini album. When you're just sticking them out there on the website just to be putting them out there, you're looking for feedback
right. You
because
are
there's no other reason to do it.
right.
So
I
don't get mad if somebody don't like it,
right, right,
right?
right. Which is why I
So
don't have
that's
a lot of pictures on my Facebook because I ain't looking for no darn feedback.
yeah.
So it's just for me and my family. I'm cool or friends. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So
yeah,
I'm cool. You ain't got to say nothing. I
yeah.
know I like it. That's why it's on there.
Remember that movie you were trying to tell me about the other day? What was that movie called?
Was it Bowfinger?
Oh, okay.
Girl, 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 girl. You got to see that movie. I mean, I could watch that movie over and over and over and over again. Not too many people like how I'll just say Eddie Murphy acted in the movie.
Uh,
But if you really look at the movie, because he's a hell of an actor, I don't care what anybody say. Ain't nobody got his bank.
you okay?
Okay, well
All
let's
right.
go. Let's go there. So he doing something right,
Right.
all the way from Saturday Night Live.
Okay. And he made it big time, didn't he?
He did, but I'm gonna tell you, him and Steve Martin, because Steve Martin is in that movie, crazy as heck. Girl, I'm gonna tell you, my favorite part, and I can relate to what he's talking about. Because remember, I lived in Hollywood for about 11, 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I used to always have to take the route that he's mentioning in order to get home. So I'm on the 101 freeway, and you go to this area. It's probably like Alvarez or, Glendale, whatever that area is. But I know where that bridge is that they were at.
Uh-huh.
Girl, let me tell you, Eddie Murphy had a twin brother in that movie. Okay. So, of course, it was Eddie playing the twin.
Right.
So, Eddie was the cool one, he was the actor in the movie. And
Mm.
then he had a nerdy twin brother, So, and Steve Martin, he wanted to make a movie. And I know exactly where the house was where he was at where he lived at to make this movie at. I mean, to start getting these people to come in and audition or whatever. So anyway, Steve Martin decided he wanted to make a movie because he was a director, producer, director, or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
And he was like, man, but he knew all the places to go to find where the producers, managers, directors were. It could be at a restaurant, it could be in a store, it could be anywhere. He knew where to go. You know?
Uh,
And then he also had an inside, somewhat cameraman who knew where somebody was going to be at a certain time or whatever, blah, blah,
yeah.
blah. Okay. So, my favorite part of this movie was when uh, Steve Martin was trying. Okay, so Steve Martin was trying to get Eddie Murphy to be a part of this movie, but his manager wasn't biting. So since his manager wasn't biting, Steve Martin decided to go ahead and make the movie anyway, but find out the locations that Eddie was going to be at.
Right.
In the meantime, the person that came to audition looked just like Eddie Murphy. So since he looked like Eddie Murphy, he was like, okay, I want to hire you because then we'll just do the back of you. You know what I mean? Because he was all nerdy. He had braces and everything. Yeah. Glasses, whatever. So he was a nerdy kind. So anyway, he had the nerds, so to speak, uh, get on the freeway, the 101 freeway. Now we've been on that. Remember we was on the freeway and we said Hollywood. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's when we were like 18, folks. Anyway, but anyway, um, he had him cross the freeway from the middle divider all the way across to the other side, you know. And
Yeah.
while he was doing it, he was like, he was like, oh my gosh, these cars are moving fast or whatever. He was scared. So Steve Martin said, come on, come on. They were trying to film him. He was like, come on, come on. He was scared. He was like, no, the cars are moving fast. They're supposed to move fast. We already know that they're moving fast. This is how we had them, this is them acting. They're supposed to move fast. They know that you're there. I don't think they know that I'm here. Anyway, so he crosses over. He says, Heavenly Father, Heavenly Father, Heavenly Girl. He got over. Steve Martin said, you did good. You did real good. Yeah, but I don't want that job. I want something different. He said, do you have some pencils that I can sharpen? He said, yeah, we'll go ahead and put you in that position. You did real good. You did real good. Now, of course, I'm not giving you word verbatim because I don't know the words
Right.
exactly, but I'm just giving you the
Right.
gist of it. Anyway, he said, yeah, we got that position for you. You're going to get it. You can get the coffee or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, okay, okay. He said, but we want you to do it again.
Oh, that's messed up.
I'm going to tell you, Dre, everybody knows that it only costs $1,842 to make a movie.
That's
You got to
ridiculous.
watch that movie. You got to watch it. You will love it. I'm going to tell you from beginning to end. His friend said, but we don't have the people to help us. We need a lighting crew. We need this type of crew. He said, don't worry, we'll go ahead and get them. So they took their little van. It was either a van or a little car. I don't know what it was. And they went to the border.
Uh-huh. Oh
You know
no.
how the Hispanics would try to cross the border so that they could be free
Yeah.
into America.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's how he got his crew. He was like, come on, come on, come on, come on, get in, get in, get in.
That's messed up.
That was his crew. Oh my gosh, he did the darn thing. You gonna love that movie.
Well, I
So
can't wait to see it now.
yeah, you gotta watch it, girl. I got it on DVD. So if I think about it, I'll mail it to you. Look, if I think about it, I'll mail it to you.
Okay, I was
Thinking
like,
about it
that
now.
was weird.
Right, right. I'll mail it to you when I get ready to mail it to you.
That's so bad.
So, but I wanted to tell you about that movie. That movie is funny. I think you guys will like it. You guys gotta watch it. It may look stupid, but it's not. That movie is so darn funny. Oh my gosh.
They just put the wrong picture on the front cover, huh?
Mhm. Mhm. So, but everybody, I think this is it for us. So we enjoyed talking to you about our livelihood, so to speak.
Right.
We love to share.
We do. We love you guys.
Yeah, share your thoughts, subscribe, like us, love us. You know, hey,
Love
peace.
you, Mom. Mom
Love
says,
you, Mom. Love you, sister.
love you. Bye bye.
Later.